I entertain myself. All right, so you go to tedcan.com/statistics, or just go to tedcan.com and click on statistics. That brings you to this page that has the technology assignments. All right, so before I get into that, I mentioned earlier that there was the textbook that's available. I have it linked to the syllabus for the course, so if you want, you can click on that, and you'll see the course syllabus, and you'll see the OpenStax textbook. All right, so when I was pointing out the different sections in the textbook, this is what I was talking about. So like, for example, 3.1, probability topics, terminology, that's where we were kind of living today. So this gives you, yeah, it's textbooky, but it doesn't have all the fluff that a textbook normally has. So that's a good thing. And then it has some problems associated with it, and the answers that go along with those problems. All right, so if you need extra practice, that might be the place to go. In the first unit, like I said, we didn't really need that as much, but in the second unit, maybe you want that. All right, but what we're going to do is go to Tech Assignments, and you'll see that we have a few different options. The first one is GeoGebra modeling with data. That's what we're going to work on here. So I guess I can kill these other ones. All right, so the first thing you're going to want to do is create a Google Doc. All right, so this is where you're going to save all of your tech assignments for the semester. All right, if you're the kind of person that doesn't really enjoy taking tests, and I use that term enjoy loosely because I don't know too many people who like enjoy taking tests, but it's like there's a preference. It's like if you have a choice between writing an essay or taking a test, there's some people that'll be like, give me the essay every day of the week, and then there's other people that'll be like, essay? That has words in it. Why would I want to do that? Give me a test, you know, so that could be a little bit different, but this part of it is important because this is where you're going to save all of your work for the tech assignment, and this is how you're going to build the other parts of your grade for the course that are not related to tests. All right, so everything is going to be dumped into this Google Doc. All right, so that's how important it is. So this is your first stop. You're going to double click or right click and then select open, whatever your favorite way of opening a file is. Then you're going to select File, Make a Copy. Then in here, you're going to change it. It'll say copy of last name. You're going to change it to your last name. All right. And again, the last name that you possess. Because I've had people change the title to the words your last name. All right. Some of us chuckle at that, but it happens so frequently that I'm worried that I'm not explaining the concept properly. So when you change it to your last name, it's your surname, like the last name that you possess. All right. And also, I don't mean to come off sounding like I'm talking down, but it has happened so frequently that I need to spell that one out. The course statistics. I have all my classes do the same structure, so we have to be a little bit more specific here. So you say fall 2019. Or fall 19 is fine, but fall 2019, just 2 extra digits. And then you select OK. All right. That original file, the one that said last name tech assignment, you don't have permission to edit that. All right. Because that's my file. That's the one you're making a copy of. So once you've made a copy of it with your last name, X that one out. Make that go away so you don't accidentally try to type into that because it won't let you. Now, the title of your file should be the same as the title of the actual doc. So copy, paste, Control C, Control V if you didn't know that for copy paste. And now you have a document ready to rock and roll where you can put all of your work for the tech assignments. All right. What I'd like you to do at this point is share it with me even before you do any work. All right, so the very first thing you're doing is you're manipulating this document so it's shared with me. Your work will never be late if you do this as your very first step, because I will have access to it. All right, so when it's due, I just go into your file. It'll automatically be shared with me. I go into the file, and I can just look at your work. You don't have to worry about remembering to email it to me, printing it up, handing it in, or anything like that. You're just going to click share. You're going to type in tcan290@gmail.com. All right, and again, this is all getting recorded, so you can write it down if you want. I find that at some point or another, people end up watching the video for tech assignments more than they watch it for lectures. All right, just because there's a lot of little details in there. They're like, oh, he went over that in class, but I don't quite remember what I'm supposed to do. So, one way or the other. Anyone with the link can view. What I wanted to say is anyone with the link can edit. All right, I want editing permissions for this. So I want you to give me permission to edit your file. Because what I'll do is, because I try to do this with all my classes, before the due date, I like to go in, take a quick look, see if there's anything that looks out of sorts. If it doesn't look like it's supposed to look, I can make a comment. I can maybe change a number and say, if you change this number, it'll work. Oh, that's what you're missing. I want to have full permission so that I can make any edits, right? Because I look at these tech assignments as more of a collaboration than you just demonstrating knowledge. Because on a test, you're demonstrating knowledge. I've done that already. Why do I have to do this if I'm just going to have you demonstrate knowledge again? Right? This is more of a collaboration so you can build a product that you can actually learn from. All right, and so in the process of working on this, there's the part where I contribute to it. All right, and you get a grade, which is good, but you're also, the whole point behind this is to learn the technology behind that supports statistics. All right, so then once you do that, you hit send, and then I now have that file. All right, it's blank to start. I'm not giving you a 0 because, you sent me a blank file. I'm telling you to do this, so that's the whole thing, right? So I'm going to leave that open, and then I'm going to go back into the Tech Assignments tab, and I'm going to open Tech Assignment A, Geogebra, and you can see Tech Assignment B is Game of Chance, Roulette. So that's where we're going to talk about casino games. We'll do that in a few weeks. But I'm going to open this file, and this is going to walk me through how to pretty much do everything. Now, the first page I actually just walked you through. Right? That's the part where you create your Google Doc. All right, so I typed that all out for you, or, well, I screenshotted a lot of it, but I put some words in there. It's dangerous for me whenever I type stuff that there's the potential for typos, which is why I'm doing the recording now, because you'll find them. There's always a typo. All right, so this is what I'm working with, and you could see, like, I mean, just scroll through it, you're like, oh my God, how are we supposed to do this? I'm walking you through it step by step. I'm actually telling you what to type into GeoGebra, but now what I need to do is show you how to manipulate GeoGebra. All right, so let me open GeoGebra. All right, so we're going to go to geogebra.org and create an account. Now, if you have Google, any kind of Google property, then you have access to GeoGebra already. Oh, I typed in Classic. I meant to type in GeoGebra, just to bring it to the home. So this is GeoGebra. Yeah, because if you go into Google, you can link GeoGebra to your Google account, but you could also sign in through Google, or create an account through Google. So it's pretty easy in that regard. You click on the waffle, and you select GeoGebra Classic once you create your account. But I'm going to click Sign In, because you're not going to be able to save your work as easily if you don't sign in first. All right. So you click Create an Account, And what I recommend is, odds are you have one of these. I mean, I don't even know what Clever is, but the other ones, odds are you have one of them. All right. So sign up using a login from Google, right? Because you could link it to Google anyway. All right. So just do that so that you don't have to worry about this. All right. But you could do this if you want to. But then, if you're anything like me, and you're probably you probably have limited space in your brain for different passwords. All right. So I was like, all right, well, let me try that one. That didn't work. Let me try that one. That didn't work. Let me try the third one that I always use. That didn't work. All right, now I'm out of password. So forgot password. Now I got to create another crazy one. So link it to Google, and you'll be better off for it. All right, so I'm going to sign in with Google. All right, so you haven't used GeoGebra before, so you have to create an account. I don't need to do that. All right, I just need to sign in with an existing account from Google. Now, the second time you go in, that's what you'll be doing. All right, so click on in the waffle after you created your account, click on GeoGebra Classic. And then it says rats. Reload. We'll try reload. And then it's going to blink black, and let me close some files and make sure that it's not going to go nuts on me. Alright, so I'm going to do one of these bad boys. I like the little split screen action. Because then it's going to be a little easier to kind of work my way through it. Alright, so I said I want split screen. I don't know why I wasn't listening. Alright, so that's limited to this computer. The reason why the screen was blacking out has nothing to do with GeoGebra itself. That's the technology here. Your computers will be fine. Even the computers in the labs here, they're not going to behave this way. All right, so once you have your account, the first assignment has you creating, and this is related to regression analysis. It was a set of pages that we skipped in the packet because I knew we'd be picking it up with a tech assignment. So this is where it's at. All you're doing is you're putting a set of raw data into GeoGebra and letting it do the work for you. All right, fit line is a linear regression. We did that on our calculators, and we evaluated it on our calculators, but we're going to see now if there's an easier way to do it. All right, so I'm going to type in 0, 94, and it's going to plot it eventually. Of course, it's glitching again. Reload. Let me try to close more stuff. It's really kind of sucking the life out of me at the moment. All right, it's better. All right, so 0, 94, 2, so open parentheses, 2. Everything that you see here is what's getting typed in. But you can see how I'm just typing in the numerical values, 82.9. And it's automatically designating it as B. It designated the first one as A, the second one as B. So 73.6 is going to be designated as C. The default is to start with capital A for points and then work its way down from there. So you don't have to type the actual letter values also. So it's a little bit of a time saver. But if you're paranoid about that kind of thing, like I would be, then type it anyway. So, you know, there's always a data entry component. I'm not gonna lie to you and say, well, this is much easier than using the graphing calculator because look how easy it is to type this information in. You have to type it in the calculator, and this is not any easier. But what the computer is going to do that the calculator won't is that it's going to, one, give us a nicer display, and two, it's going to give us a bunch of different things that we could do with this information that we can't do with the graphing calculator. All right, so zoom out until you see all the plotted points on the graph. So you can see the little magnifying glass. So I'm just going to hit zoom out. But if you click in the screen, try to close another file. This I need. Well, I was going to say if you click in the screen and then roll your mouse, it'll zoom quickly. But then it keeps doing that. I can't come up with any conceivable reason why this is happening, except to say that they went cheap on the technology yet again. Yep. Reload. Yeah. Well, there goes that idea. Let me